Hello!
Hello!
Hi,
Metroid.
yeah, we're playing Metroid.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, this is Metroid Prime, released on the Nintendo GameCube by Retro Studios. You may have noticed by the way the control was working that we're actually playing the Wii version from the Metroid Prime trilogy.
And you're not wearing the original suit that you get here.
Nope. Every Metroid Prime LP I've seen, and I've seen two, wore the original suit, the original various suit that Samus always has. So I decided, you know what, this time we're going to have Samus wear the suit that she wears in Metroid Fusion, which you can unlock in the GameCube version by connecting your Game Boy Advance to your, that's a floaty thing, by the way.
Floaty thing.
You can unlock it by connecting your Game Boy Advance to your GameCube using the Game Boy GameCube link cable, having Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion in their respective systems. I'm so bad at talking today. Well, that's probably no different. That's a big fiery thing.
Whoa.
And you see this scanning thing? Get used to it.
Yes.
You're gonna see scanning a lot in this game. There's a lot of scanning.
Well, scanning is the best. Everyone loves to scan.
Everyone likes scanning.
Scan, scan, scan. That's all I do every day, the whole time.
Yep. And in the Wii version, which is what I'm playing, all you need to do to unlock the Fusion suit is to finish the game once.
Yay. I have not finished this game once. Although, I now have this game. I just haven't played it yet.
Yep.
So
It's...
at some point during this, I might actually know things about the game if I play it before this is over.
that would be a change.
That would be a change.
This is actually probably my favorite video game of all time. I bought it one day on a whim. I had never played a Metroid game before. I had heard a lot about it because I'd seen Samus in Super Smash Bros. And I was like, huh, Metroid Prime looks kind of cool. That's what Samus is from. So I bought it one day because it was like $5 at GameStop, and I proceeded to 100% it in a week, and then this is now my favorite game ever.
I've heard nothing but good things about Metroid Prime 1.
Yep.
I've heard some things about the second one that it wasn't as good.
Yeah,
but that's
reaction
about
to 2 was a little mixed because Retro started getting a little experimental with the formula. I mean, it still worked. I still like Metroid Prime 2 an awful lot, but Metroid Prime 1 is still probably the best of the trilogy in my opinion.
That's what I've heard.
So we're in a space pirate ship that seems to have had some sort of terrible breakout, and I'm trying to be a little bit expedient in the playthrough because I know I've seen a lot of playthroughs of this game that I couldn't actually finish because there was a lot of standing around and reading and scanning and backtracking. So I'm trying to be a little bit quick about this so that it's more interesting. And you can actually... I didn't scan any of the space pirates in here because it just takes a lot of time to read them all. But, like, these guys have really, really horrible sounding bios. It's like one guy has his legs fused together from like super heat, and one guy's like impaled and bleeding out as you're fighting him. It's pretty gruesome.
Gross, man. Pirate data.
Yep, as you could see from that pirate data that we just decrypted, this game actually takes place immediately after the very first Metroid, or Metroid Zero Mission, the remake. This is, like, literally as soon as you leave Zebes, so many different pronunciations of that planet.
Zebes.
Yep.
That sounds like a nickname.
It does.
Like a dog or something. Zebes.
As soon as you leave Zebes, you get that unidentified distress beacon that brings you here. So this is a direct, immediate sequel to Metroid Zero Mission, which is another really good Metroid. Probably my second favorite is Zero Mission, the remake of the original.
I really need to play Metroid games.
You really do. It's such a great series.
I know, they look like fun. I've seen a lot of them. but I've never played them. I just like the exploration thing, because they're like exploration games, which is interesting.
It's all about the exploration, and I tried to keep the backtracking to a minimum, and anytime I couldn't backtrack, I cut out at least part of it. Like, I never cut out to where it, like, jumps to a point where you can't see and, like, follow where we are. But I tried to keep it, like, again, like I said, I tried to keep it a bit expedient, because there's a lot of downtime in this game if you just play it uncut.
Yeah, I saw one playthrough of this game, and there was a lot of backtracking. I mean, I kind of liked it just because, like, then you see where all the upgrades are, and you get to see yourself fully upgraded at the end.
Oh yeah, I'm never going to cut out any sort of getting an upgrade. That's always going to be shown on screen. It's just,
that's good.
There's a lot, especially early in the game, there's a lot of running around. That's a save station, by the way. I don't save very often because I play this game in like 5-hour chunks. I probably shouldn't save more if I play it in 5-hour chunks.
What if the power goes out? What are you gonna do? What if your computer explodes, or like your TV decides to stop existing and just disappears?
My TV fades out of existence.
Like, what would you do? I don't even know.
What I would do. Man. If my TV just faded out of existence, I don't know if I would like that, because this is an expensive TV. I
would probably just sit there and stare at where it used to be for like 20 minutes. And then I would just like...
Just asking yourself, what happened?
What just happened?
Anyway, this is our first boss of the game. This is the Parasite Queen. She's pretty straightforward. Shoot her in the face. Pretty simple.
Well, shooting anything in the face will usually hurt it, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what you're shooting. For people, it would probably just kill them like instantly.
And this is actually the first enemy that you can actually find a new place to lock onto them, because this game does use a lock-on system for targeting. This is the first time that there is an opportunity to scan something, and by scanning it, you will find a new lock-on point. In this case, it's scan it to lock onto its mouth to do double damage. Yeah, she's not
so
does
enough. So it just locks on by itself then, and then you just have to shoot?
You hold down the lock-on button. It's L, I think, in the GameCube version, and it's Z in the Wii version.
Evacuate immediately.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
Yes, because the original game actually didn't have like the ability to freely move your targeting reticule. It was locked to the center of the screen, and your movement was all through the left stick. You moved and turned with the left stick. So they got over that limitation by giving you a lock on, which was very useful.
That is useful.
Here we see some guys who explode for a reason.
Oh,
sure
explode.
What happened. That creature was
because they wanted. Poor creature.
And yep, just in classic Metroid fashion, we have to run out of the place after killing a boss.
Well, that's good.
It actually reminds me a lot of the original Super Metroid, where you had like a real short opening area, and then you fought Ridley, and then you had to run out during a time limit while the whole place is exploding around you. It kind of goes on the same principle.
Yes, I haven't played Metroid, and I even think of that as like a Metroid thing, the whole time limit escape place thing.
Yeah.
After you kill things.
Yeah,
I would like that.
That's a staple of the Metroid series. That's been around since the very first one.
You know what else is a staple of Metroid?
Metroids?
Space.
Also, yeah, space. Space as well. Space is a good thing.
There's always space.
There's always space.
Space.
One of my favorite things about this game graphically, because this game came out 10-ish years ago, so obviously it's going to be a little bit dated in graphics, and I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out what the right aspect ratio and bit rate for a Wii game should be recording with my new capture card. So it's going to be the first couple episodes look a little bit strange, but it normalizes later and it gets better later. I was just experimenting with different rendering techniques.
Yeah. If you don't do videos, figuring out like how to record and render videos can be quite a challenge until you get it right.
Yeah, especially because of
So-
the amount of time it takes to render. Jeez.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things about this game is how, like, your visor interacts with the environment. Like, you see there, those guys will, like, pop and, like, splat on your visor. And then later in the game, you can see, like, rain hitting the visor there. The steam steamed it up. It really goes... It does a lot to make you feel like you're inside the suit, that you're actually in the game. Also Piston. That will catch you off guard if you're not expecting it, and it will probably smash you against the wall and kill you.
Yeah, that would be bad. To be smashed against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always liked in first-person games when like the environment would like interact with your view, like water droplets would like splash on your screen.
I like that in games where you're wearing a helmet like this or in Halo, but video games tend to do that, and like lens flare when you're playing as a character. Also, we have the return of Ridley, a recurring boss.
It's like a robot pterodactyl.
He's a super space pirate. And here you're supposed to be swinging, and I utterly fail. I fell in the water. But that's just a kind of a tutorial to say, hey, you can swing. But like I was saying, it always irritates me when you have like those sorts of things happening, like interacting with your screen, when you're supposed to be seeing through like a character's bare eyes. Because it's like, I'm not a camera, I'm supposed to be seeing through your eyes. Here we have the classic Metroid bag of spilling, where even though you got all of your upgrades and had all of your upgrades at the end of Metroid or Metroid Zero mission, you just got exploded and lost everything. Samus's suit is very fragile.
Fragile suit. Fragile.
A lot of people actually criticize the fusion suit for being ugly, but I don't know, I kind of like it.
It's all like green and purple.
Yeah, well,
And those
now
are
it's
colors.
now it's blue and purple because we lost the Varia suit, which turns
Yeah.
But it really shows that, like, the way Samus gets that suit is she gets infected by a parasite called the X-Parasite, falls unconscious, but has to have her suit removed, so it has to be, like, surgically removed from her. And that really shows, like, that's all that's left after her suit has been hacked off of her.
Ouch. Sounds painful.
Yep. Especially because it's described as, like, her suit was ingrained with her central nervous system. So completely removing it from her while she was unconscious would kill her. But we'll have to talk about that more next time, because we are done with the space place, and we need to go to the ground-based recon. So I'll see everyone next time.
Goodbye.